Hello and welcome to 72 Dragons Health. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Akshat Gupta. Welcome to this interview, Akshat Gupta. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Happy to be here.
Akshat is a multidisciplinary filmmaker, director, and producer. With over 5 years of expertise, his resume includes over 45 productions in various positions over a wide range of genres, such as music, videos, documentaries, and commercial films. In 2023, his directorial debut, the documentary The Silent Epidemic, made its world premiere during Berlin's Indo-German Film Week. The State Transport Authority, the Government of Odisha, and the Directorate of Social Welfare and Entertainment Society of Goa, in conjunction with the State Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities, hosted the International Purple Fest in Goa, where the film was awarded a Special Mention Prize. The film has also received numerous national and international awards and accolades. The film received high praise and appreciation from critics and viewers, and it was recently honored with a coveted Special Mention Award. The film's trailer and poster were unveiled at the Steam 76 Cannes Film Festival last year. The documentary tells the story of 4 Indian road accident victims from various backgrounds who are coping with permanent disabilities brought on by their tragic experiences in traffic accidents. The Silent Epidemic was one of the 61 films selected under the Better Health and Physical Activity category at the 5th Health for All Film Festival. My name is Dr. Pietro Aparicio from 72 Dragons Health. Thank you for joining us and for sharing your experiences with us. Without any further ado, let's begin. Akshat, what made you pursue the subject of road safety and the impact of road crashes in India for your first documentary?
To begin with, it's very funny. I was not chasing road safety at all. I was chasing a climate and health story, a couple of them, and I was talking to organizations and I was trying to look for funding for those films. And that led me to this NGO, non-government organization called Rahagiri Foundation. And they work extensively in road safety and related public infrastructure and the road design and these aspects. So they kind of showed me the work they did, and I went to a few sites. I saw all the studies they had done and all the statistics that they had gathered, and it actually struck me at once. So I kind of put what I was doing aside to kind of, and they were willing to make a film on it, and they wanted to, get the change public perspective on road safety and how urgent the issue is. So, and I actually kind of aligned with what they were feeling, and I think we had a common cause here. We found a common cause over there, and that is how this film came to be. So, and I was very new to the subject, so I did a lot of research. I got to know, and it changed my perspective. So, in that, I felt like it could change a lot of people's perspective, because in India, I mean, we have so much going on that we are not really looking at road safety with the kind of lens the film portrays it in. So that is why I kind of wanted to do this, and that is how the film came to be.
Great, thank you for sharing. What do you hope the inclusion of the Silent Epidemic in the Health for All Film Festival 2024 would contribute to the broader conversation about road safety in India?
So I think our producers, Mr. Sarika Panda, Mr. Jitendra Mishra, they have done a really great job in targeting very niche festivals. They are not really going for everything that is coming. They are targeting it in very niche places where important people get to watch it, whether it is the WHO Health for All Film Festival, or even in India, we had a National Road Safety Film Festival, like you mentioned earlier. So all these festivals are these niche targeted groups where we could play these films so that important people get to watch it, and then hopefully change public opinion and even change government infrastructure And decision makers should be able to watch a film like this and get to know the kind of perspective and the kind of impact, devastating impact it is having on lakhs of people every year in the country. So I think that was our approach with kind of distribution of the film. And I think getting selected for the Health for All Film Festival was a huge moment for us, because that is one place where all important minds are, and they are watching, like yourself, I would say, because you got to know about us through that festival. So I think that is very important. I think getting it into important places is very good for us and the film, and hopefully the larger public.
Yeah, talking about the film, what was your thoughts process for choosing these four particular individuals for your documentary? And can you tell us about your creative process when dealing with such a sensitive topic?
Yeah, so I think as far as the people concerned who we interviewed, I think their entire families, I think it would be wrong to say individuals per se, because a road accident impacts the entire family. It's financial, it's psychological, and goes a long way. So these four families that we have are from different backgrounds, they have different stories entirely. What we wanted to show was the variety of ways road accidents can impact you. So there is a family who has lost their son. There are children who have lost their parent. Then you have a sports personality who had a different trajectory altogether. And then you have Vikram, who is a very common, who he represents the vast population of the country. Vikram he comes from a socio-economic background that most Indians hail from. And you see how it affects those people. Like, it kind of, uh, he got married and then he had the accident and his wife left him, and then he doesn't have anybody to take care of him except his parents, and he's worried what will happen once the parents also become old. So, and I think that is something that most Indians can relate to, because you only have so much, and that is also taken away from you. Where do you go from there? And I think we all need to, like, I think government especially needs to have measures in place for such situations. So that is why we kind of took all kinds of perspectives and all kinds of varied storylines that we could find were impacted by road accidents. So that is hence we chose these families. And I think while dealing with, for your second question, while dealing with an issue like this, I think it is very important while shooting, especially, to empathy goes a long way. Like, you have to let the interviewee know that you are here to listen to their story. For us, for people, filmmakers, we kind of, shooting becomes the priority of the day is to get your shots, is to get your film made. And in that, we kind of have to be very empathetic towards who we are shooting, the story we are covering, and we have to it should not revolve around the production, it should revolve around the family that you are shooting with. So we kind of went that way. And while editing also, we've tried to avoid any traumatic visuals, any accident footage, stuff like that is not in the film. We also did not victim blame or blame the other involved in the accident. It necessarily does not have to be someone's fault, it could be a total design error. And who are we to judge that? Only professionals can judge something like this. So we didn't blame anybody, we didn't very design oriented scientific perspective on the issue, and we didn't deviate from that. So that is how we kind of approached, because it was a very sensitive topic, and there were people's emotions at stake, people's families at stake. So we had to deal with it in that manner, and not get any backlash for blaming somebody, or we just want a better system to take care of stuff like that happens in public health. So that was the approach.
Thank you for clarifying that the impact is not just in the individual, but on the whole family. What are the biggest challenges that you faced while filming the documentary, and how did you overcome them?
So I would say everything was a challenge for me, because I have done, like you mentioned, I've done a lot of projects which are music videos or short branded content, small films. But going for a documentary, going for a 22-minute film was something very new to me. And the topic was also new to me. So I was learning as I was going. I think a lot of it was very challenging for me, because I had not done it before. And also because I was just going for the topic that we were chasing. I was just going for it, and I was learning while I was doing it. We had a lot of roadblocks, in the sense like, who do we interview now, where do we go from here? So all of that kind of made me read about the topic more, made me read about film as well. I think I've grown a lot just shooting this film over the course of a year, I would say, and editing it. So I think that I have grown as a filmmaker, and I think all of it was challenging. But I think what helped me was being a learner, being adaptable, trying to pick up things as fast as I could and use them as quickly as I could just to keep the production running. And I think it has taken more time than I wanted to, but I think all's well that ends well, I would say.
Congratulations in overcoming all those roadblocks. What are your aspirations for Mac Films, and what topics are you planning to explore next in your documentaries? Is there any project that you are currently working on?
Right. So Mac Films is a very recent company of mine that I started, I mean, last year. What we want to do is make social impact films. We want to make documentaries. Two kind of points here. For one would be where we offer our production services to organizations and NGOs who want to get their story out. For example, what we did with Rahagiri this time. But we are also working on getting funding for documentaries in general, where like filmmakers get together, we gather some funds, and we go shoot some climate documentaries, climate and health documentaries. That is something I've been working on for quite a bit. But eventually, I would say in a few years, 5 years, 10 years, maybe we want to be on the global standard. We want to be making important films, and we want to be showing it to important people, and also work with the talented filmmakers in the country. I would say India has been doing very well in the documentary space in the last few years, and we want to ride this way. We want to work with these filmmakers and just get Indian stories out by Indian people and put it on the world stage. So that is what we aim to do in the far future, hopefully. But currently, we want to make films for organizations. We want to help grassroots organizations get their word out. So that is what we are doing for the next year or so.
Well, we'll be looking forward to your future projects. Akshat Gupta, thank you for your dedication to highlighting road safety issues and their effects on the common people of India, and for your impactful work in documentary filmmaking. Your efforts to bring stories of struggle and resilience inspires us all. Congratulations on the numerous accolades and success of the Silent Epidemic, and best wishes for your future projects. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It was a pleasure being here.